Hello everyone, I have some video clips here shared by Birds of Magyar on YouTube showing more Russian losses near Krynky and Kherson. The videos include another T-90M. The video here, playing now, shows an FPV drone seeking out targets near Krynky. The pointed stick appears, which is always a sign of an important video. Now, there is a lot of smoke around the T-90M already. It perhaps got hit by something previous of it we didn't see. We then see a video of the aftermath, and we can see the blackened husk of a burnt-out T-90M. These are Russia's most modern tank in service in Ukraine, so always an important target. Pretty low in number as well. I'm not sure how many Russia actually has because the type is still under production. But losses have been high, and it is interesting to see the T-90Ms deployed around here. It's not the first time we have seen them deployed around Kherson. But these being here, remember, these are Russia's most modern and best tank. These being here does suggest that Russia is taking this threat seriously. They're not, ignoring it. They are sending the most modern and the best tank to Dnipro to try and defend against the Ukrainian incursion. Which is good news. Even if the incursion, the crossing of the Dnipro doesn't really amount to anything, it is diverting Russian forces from other areas. Here's the geolocation of it. So you can see that the T-90M was located towards the west of Krynky, as seen here. This woods that it's in will appear later on in the video. This next clip is an interesting one, as there's quite a lot happening. First of all, we can see a pair of Russian helicopters, which are highlighted by the pointed stick. These are providing close air support around Krynky. I think this might be the first time we've seen video footage of helicopters in use around here. At least since we had confirmation that Ukraine crossed the Dnipro and landed in Krynky. Also interesting are the helicopter types. We have what I think is a Mi-28 working alongside a Kar-52. Now there has been a bit of speculation that Russia is running out of Kar-52s as they haven't been seen for a while. This is because of high losses to the type. Oryx, for example, has a massive 58 listed so far, a mix of destroyed and damaged. A good number of which were damaged or destroyed during the famous ATACMS strike we saw a few weeks ago on a pair of Russian helicopter bases at Berdyansk and Luhansk. So that is a big chunk of the fleet gone, especially when we only had 116 in service back in February last year. But we can see here that the Kar-52s are still flying, but it is interesting to see it's escorted by a different helicopter type. So there could be a shortage and they're now being paired with other helicopters because of the high losses. We also have to remember the Kar-52 is still under production, so Russia would have received more airframes, though not enough to make up for the very high Kar-52 losses so far. Also in this clip we can see a drone, presumably a Russian one, go flying past. The camera then fixes on the communications tower, which we can see in the background, and we see it get destroyed. Here's the location. The antenna marked in orange, the helicopter's heading west to east, the drone was heading north, so it was a Russian drone. I'm not sure if an armed drone or a reconnaissance drone. Now, the antenna. Russia has been known to put communications equipment and jammers and electronic warfare devices on these. So it could be that something such as that was the target here, rather than the big antenna itself. Here it is zoomed out to show its location in relation to Krynky overall. This is about 8 kilometers from Krynky. So, helicopters flying coverage here, then it shows that Russia is concerned about the threat of Ukrainian SAM systems, or rather, Ukrainian manpads most likely, in this area. So they are operating the helicopters further back out of range to try and keep them safe. Of course, that doesn't keep them safe from Russia's own SAM systems, which can be just as dangerous to Russian pilots. Our next video is less action-packed but shows the aftermath of some of Birds of Magyar's past work. So in this clip we can see an abandoned and damaged BTR by the side of the road, and nearby, a completely burnt out BTR. We've seen quite a few BTRs destroyed in this region. They appear to be the go-to infantry support vehicle for Russia around these parts. The camera then cuts to show an abandoned BMD. These vehicles are used by Russian airborne forces primarily. Next to the BMD you can see Postman Pat's van, not having the best of days. Reverend Timms won't be getting his parcel today, I don't think. The camera then the camera then ben- the camera then pans up to show signs of burning on the road. It's unclear if this is a vehicle such as a TOS one which just completely evaporated, or where something was hit previously and the wreck has been towed away. I can't tell for sure. Here's the geolocation of all of these vehicles, the two BTRs and the BMD. And here it is zoomed out, and I've also added the T-90M we looked at earlier to this map. Now, these are all in the same woods, west of Krynky. This is the direction heading towards Kozaki, and it looks like a tough nut to crack. A decent number of vehicles destroyed in here, not to mention the inevitable Russian troops here. Now, Ukraine has gotten vehicles over, but we don't know how many yet. I don't envision numbers to be high just yet. So taking this forest or advancing past it without armoured support will be tough. But Ukraine is using drones in very high numbers here. The skies around this area are absolutely heaving with them. Not to mention, this area is in range of Ukrainian artillery on the other side of the Dnipro too. So, Ukrainian troops out here aren't on their own. They do have support from drones and artillery. But the quicker a stable bridgehead can be established, the better. But that will be tough until Ukraine can push Russia's artillery back or greatly diminish it. Here's the view on deep states. I see that east to west road in yellow. I have to think that would be a key target for Ukraine if they can reach it to cut off Russian resupply. As for resupply, one of the key things for Ukraine here would be to hit Russia's supply lines. And as seen in the video playing now, they are doing just that. In this clip, we can see a Ural truck parked up getting hit by an FPV drone. In the same tree line, we can see the wrecks of other past destroyed vehicles, including yet another Scooby-Doo van. These Scooby-Doo vans are getting hit quite a lot around here, much to the delight of caretakers of abandoned amusement parks everywhere. The location of this is here, and looks to be a key supply point given the other wrecks that we saw. Zoomed out, you can see that this is the road leading into Fangorn Forest. So, no doubt Ukraine has eyes on this area pretty much constantly to cut off supply to this region. And here is where it all took place zoomed out. So Kherson district east of the Dnipro in the area highlighted. So that's it for this video. Now, before we finish, the fundraiser for Rebirth Energy is nearly over now. The fundraiser is to buy 2 minibuses for the Ukraine's Directorate of Intelligence. Big thanks to everybody who has donated so far. If you want to chip in and get it over the finish line, the donation link is in the description.